everybody, Rivet here. Welcome back to the Hacienda. Today I'm going to show you how to make a sourdough rye starter, a rye flour starter. It's about a 5 to 7 day process, so this will be covered in about a week. And I'm going to show you how to make the best starter made out of natural yeasts that are available in the rye flour and in the ambient air itself. Alright, to start, what we have here is about 3½ cups of that whole wheat flour and 2¼ cups of water, about 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Anywhere from 85 to 95, but no hotter. Alright, now we're just going to mix this into a slurry, and we're going to let it rest uncovered for about 2 hours. This is day 1. And rye flour has a lot of natural yeasts occurring in the bran of the flour itself. And the air and the spores in the air, it doesn't matter where you're at unless you're in a hospital, in an overpressurized HEPA room, there are yeasts in the air, and that's what's going to make this grow. Okay, after 2 hours, we've covered it with a cotton cloth. And we're just going to put it into the cold oven overnight. If your kitchen is cold and it's winter time, just put it somewhere where there's no drafts. And a closed cold oven is a perfect place for it. Okay, on day 2, pull this out of the oven where it rested overnight. We're going to take about half to 2/3 and throw it away. What we're doing here is recharging the yeast spores in here by adding more fresh flour and water. And here we go, we're adding 3 cups of flour and 3 cups of water, about 90 degrees. Then we stir it up. We leave it uncovered for 2 hours. Then cover it again with a baker's cloth and leave it out of drafts until tomorrow. Okay, today's the morning of day 3. You can see how the yeasts are starting to develop. You can see all those bubbles there coming out, and it's starting to pull away from the sides. And the yeast action is busting up the dry cap. And it's starting to have a little bit of soury flavor. Smell, anyway, not flavor, sorry. And you see how much it's grown. It's almost to the top. Once again, we're going to take away about 2/3 of it and throw that in the trash. Now today, day 3, there's a change. We're only adding 1 cup of flour from here on out and 1 cup of water, which will mix in very well. As usual, 2 hours uncovered, and then cover it in a draft-free place for the rest of the day and overnight. Okay, this is day 4 in the morning. You can see how active the yeast cultures are and how much it's grown. Day 4 is exactly the same as day 3. Okay, this is day 5. The sourdough has a wonderful soury smell, and it is very fluffy and goopy, and you can tell there's gassiness in there. So what we're going to do, oh yeah, you can feel it. Again, we're going to discard half to 2/3, and on day 5 you have 2 options, because day 5 is the final day. The sourdough starter is ready. So we have 2 options. We're either going to use it to bake, or we're going to store it and put it away for later use. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but there's bubbles forming, and it's frothing up nicely. Okay, your first option, which I'm going to use today on day 5, is I'm going to use it immediately. And immediately, in this case, means tomorrow, day 6. Day 6 is the earliest you can use this. The reason for it
is because with levain, or sourdough rice starter, the day before you bake, there's a change to the feeding schedule. You got to feed it twice that day, once in the morning and once in the evening. In the morning, feeding between 6 and 9 a.m. and then the evening between 6 and 9 p.m. But this time we add half a cup of white all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup of rye flour, and 3/4 cups of warm water, again about 85 degrees. That is the morning feeding, and from here on out, that's the ratio you use for feeding. Tonight I will use the same ratio, feed it, put it to bed, and then I'm going to bake bread tomorrow. Your second choice is, if you don't want to use it, or if you have leftover after baking, is you store it in the fridge, and you just put your starter in a airtight container, Ziploc bag, plastic tub with a snap lid, as long as it's airtight, and you can store it in your fridge for up to a month. Don't have to feed it, just keep it there. I put mine in the vegetable drawer. When you decide you want to use it and bake it, you pull it out 2 days before and use this day 6 feeding schedule, or day 5 feeding schedule rather. Feed it twice a day for 2 days, and then boom, it's ready to use. But anyway, that's the sourdough rice starter. Thanks for watching it, my video. Hope you've enjoyed it, and it was good to see you again. Take care.